Everybody, thank you for being patient with me as I was finishing up my dinner. Had football practice, but we are back in action here on Steel City Live, only on Mike Drop Sports. As always, I'm your host, Jason. Again, thanks, guys, for being patient with me and waiting for me. And a little bit of a late start, but hey, that's will be the norm before long. Hopefully, we'll get a maybe a 7:30 time or something like that. I'm thinking once football season starts, somewhere around that time. But yeah, we'll try that. As always, guys, put your comments, questions, and concerns inside of the live chat. Let me put on Do Not Disturb real quick. And we are rolling along, man. Yeah, I'm just getting my computer and everything set up. T-bone steaks, some fries, man. Put a little cheese, little onions. Ooh, baby, it was good on them fries. What's up? Let me get in the chat here. What's up, Robert Road? It's the most talented Steelers have had in quite a few years. It is also the first time since Todd Haley that they have had a legitimate OC. Absolutely perfect statement, Robert. What's up, man? What's up, Miss Pittsburgh? In the chat, TD. What's up, man? What's up, Sean? Aloha, my friend. Russ is the best shape he has been in years. Absolutely, he has been. And the videos of Russ out there, the pictures of Russ and what he looks like, man, right now is kind of crazy, man. He looks good for a 35-year-old, definitely. Robert Rhodes says today is day 30 of no beer, bread, chips, sugar, or fried food. Almost no processed food. I am below and 1/8 now. Wow, dude. Nice. That's a long time without any of that kind of shit. What's up, Russ? Jason, maybe do. I was doing it. I got done with football practice at 7:30. Came home, fired up the grill, fired up the oven, got some fries going, got some T-bones on the grill, fried some bacon for some fries to chop up and put on the top. You know, all that good stuff. So, yeah, a little bit of a whirlwind, man. 1/8 of a ton. That's what I thought you meant, but I didn't want to say that. Yeah, that's a lot, man. No doubt, Robert. Congratulations on that. Yes, Russ. In shape, rejuvenated, and focused. Absolutely, man. No doubt about it. And definitely, that's big. And that is something to be pumped up about if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And let's face it, folks. The Pittsburgh Steelers are significantly better under center with Russell Wilson than they were in 2023, and there's no doubt about that. And it's hard to argue that that they aren't better. In my opinion, anyway. What's up, George T? How are you, man? Dave and Hinkle, I'm so excited for this. Our Henneke, so I'm so excited for this year. Me too, man. More pumped up than I normally am, and definitely that's pretty damn cool. You know, that is definitely pretty damn cool. Oops, sorry, guys. I was moving my computer and caught the camera. Sorry, man. What's up, Danny George? I'll be hey man, you're welcome too. We had some food, man. Don't worry, 4th of July, we'll be rocking with some food too, man. So there will be some extras. We won't be doing nothing crazy elaborate. I'm going to do some barbecue chicken, some hamburgers, hot dogs, the normal, some dessert stuff, you know, all that, and be floating around the pool, getting ready for the fireworks off in Sheet Lake, bro. Russ says, and I thought you were doing a dine and dash. Oh, no, I didn't dine and dash. I kind of like did it all up, and I didn't door dash anything. No, I just kind of made it, man. I've been trying to make a conscious effort of cooking at home, man, because we've been eating out for like literally 2 months, and it just gets to be like ugh, gross. And not to mention, it's super expensive. And like a family my size, you're looking at like 70, $80 like every time you get some food, unless you just get some bullshit. And that's even like 40, $50. So you figure like a couple times a day you do that. You know, by the time the end of the week, you've spent $700 in food. And I know the grocery store's super expensive right now too, but definitely way cheaper to cook, especially if you go like up to the butcher shop, get your meats and stuff. It definitely is better. David says, but I do wish they drafted Jonathan Brooks. Yeah, it's tough too when you look at the draft every year, man. And there's always those players that you just wish, you know, man. like oh so close. I'd like to get those players. But definitely, I thought they've had a couple solid drafts here, no doubt. I'm dead serious that I'm gonna put a 1,000 on us to win the Super Bowl. Russ, I hope you win the shit out of that, bro. Get those emojis like Miss Pittsburgh. Wave at Towel, Clyde Anderson, Clyde Walla Walla. What's up? Going Harold's Corral, Arizona for the first Steelers game. Very excited. That's awesome, man. Glad you get to go to a game, man. That's awesome. Danny George, let's go. We have a great time. I would like to go to a Steeler game, no doubt, man. Yeah, I would like to do cookout with about all the mic drop people. That'd be sick too. Russ says I'm a retired chef, so family wants my cooking at home. Yeah, man, if you got those chef skills, yeah, don't waste those. Don't waste those chef skills because you need that shit. It's hard to find good food because you eat out, man. Half the food sucks ass, dude. I was getting to the point that literally all I would order be like a BLT from somewhere because like literally I just didn't want to deal with any shitty food from nowhere. It was like I just get a BLT. You can't mess up bacon usually and some lettuce but hey, they manage to do it sometimes. David says also, is it fine if I'm, yeah, dude, you're allowed in here, man. You're good. We don't say nothing crazy in here, bro. It's cool. You're definitely welcome here. Robert Road, I can't go that high, Russ, but a few hundred may happen. I will bet the over on the Steelers. That is for sure. Yeah, what is it, like 7 or 8 right now for the Steelers over under bullshit. So definitely for me, if I'm giving you advice and I feel like I feel like I know a little bit about football, a little bit. I'm not saying I know a lot, but if I'm gonna be betting on that, I would bet the over, bro. I would definitely do that. I definitely think the Pittsburgh Steelers are poised to be a lot better than they were in 2023, in my opinion. Now, does that translate to wins, guys? Not necessarily, a huge amount because the Pittsburgh Steelers were able to get 10 wins last year. And that's a significant win total. That's enough to get inside of the playoffs in a very competitive league. Probably the most competitive league out of all the professional sports, if you ask me. And with the most limited probably playoff spots. I know they've expanded a little bit, but still it's a lot harder to get into the NFL playoffs than some of these other leagues. And, hockey playoffs are my favorite playoffs, to be honest with you. I think it's the most competitive. Like, it's crazy, but I got to have my pens in there for me to really be interested still nonetheless. But that is like a fantastic playoff to watch. But you got to look at some of these leagues, man, and they got a gazillion teams in there. I think pro baseball is not too bad on the amount of teams they let in. So yeah, it's tough to get in the NFL playoffs. It's not an easy task. Russ says, I can't beat Applebee's. 2 meals for $29 with appetizer and never had a bad meal there. Yeah, I think Applebee's is a solid spot. We do that 2 for 25 with tax 29. You're dead on, Russ. Damn, you know that price, baby. But yeah, we do that. We just had it actually the other night. We were doing some stuff. I didn't lay anything out for dinner, like meat wise, so we did that Applebee's shit. But it was good. It wasn't bad. Plus, you can get steak and stuff on there, different sandwiches. I got the chicken Oriental salad. David, one day I would like to coach for the Steelers. That'd be, hey, man, you can do it. Honestly, you're 15 years old. You can do that, man. For real. You could really do that. What you need to do, and I've never had any ins in the coaching world. I coach some youth stuff, but I'd love to do coaching. That'd be amazing. I'd love to be a scout, to be honest with you. I know it's a lot of travel in a very lowly position, a lonely position. But man, I'd really love to be a scout and go and watch tons of football. I'd love to do that because I could do my show from the road. I could do all that, be a scout, man. And maybe that would limit me on what I could say, but still, I'd love to do that, especially for the Steelers. But you could do that, man. Get in coaching now, though, or when you're out of high school, when you get into college, depending on if you're going to be a player or whatever. But the earliest you can get in there, start coaching, man. Volunteer, be an intern during college. Get in there, get to know these coaches, man, and volunteer your ass off until you can get in there and get those spots, and you can make that shit happen, bro. Robert Road, the fans of other teams as well as the national media are not going to know what hit them by this year's Steelers. Dude, I got to agree with you. And I think they've been discounted by several national media so-called experts, which I find that to be a weird thing. They're not. A lot of them aren't. They're not experts. Let's just face it. Yeah, they know football as a whole. Okay. But when you talk about individual teams and you're given predictions about records and you have no real intimate knowledge of them and you're going off of just broad bullshit and you're not taking a deep dive into it, I find like it's really hard to trust what you're saying. And that's why I feel like Vegas sometimes is usually pretty on. Most of the time they are because they have a lot of people watching it because they try to load up bets though in certain ways to make money, and then they drive a narrative also. So yeah, you got to play into, or you got to watch what they're doing and kind of take bits and pieces out of it. But man, some of these national media guys, you just wonder to yourself, what are you watching, dude? What are you watching? Because I'm not seeing what you're saying. I don't get what they're putting down. You want to scratch off? Nice. Go ahead, roll those dice. And the AFC is stacked. That's from TD. The AFC is stacked, and we talked about it on yesterday's show. The biggest or the hardest conference is definitely the AFC. I feel like the AFC North is one of the most highly competitive divisions that you're going to need to be on your A game from start to finish throughout the 2024 season. I think you're going to have a very stout defense in order to hold your team together in 2024 if you're an AFC North team, especially in the back half of that season. You're going to have to lean on that defense a great deal. And that's why I really, truly hope, which I know it could be really tough for the Steelers to come out firing on all cylinders with that offense. But I really find it to be imperative that they do. And they got to really be able to control the football, preserve that defense, control the time of possession here next season, because I think it's going to be ultra imperative to have a really healthy defense going into that back half, because they're going to want to dictate that black and blue division and be able to play smash mouth football and be ultra aggressive. You have those other teams that are in the division going through that same first 9 weeks as you're going to, and maybe they get beat up a little bit. And if you're healthy, whoever's healthy is what I think is going to be, or that's the team I think is going to be able to really control the back half of that season and control their destiny in order to secure a playoff spot. Because they're going to be able to play a brand of football that maybe others cannot, because they are beat up. They are wore down. And if you're the Steelers, that's what you really want to do. Preserve that defense. Allow them to take a breather a lot of the times there in that first 9-10 weeks of the season. Because then you can come out in that back half and really play a brand of Steelers football that you know and love, that you miss as a Steelers fan. A brand of defense when you remember the Joey Porters, the James Harrisons, even back in the days of a Levon Kirkland and shit, that like hard-hitting Greg Lloyd stuff, Kevin Green, the Big Snack, Casey Hampton, Aaron Smith, Chris Hoke, all those beasts, dude. Those are the ones you just remember, those defenses, and you remember how physical they were, and that's what you're looking for in the back half of the season from your Steelers, man. And I think if that happens, if that offense is able to be ultra competitive and really control the pace of a football game and really control that time of possession, I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers could preserve that defense and be an absolutely lethal ball club, because they are going to be able to do things on defense that I think others just cannot because of the personnel that they have, guys. And let's face the facts here, and let's be really truthful with ourselves. If you watch Payton Wilson and you listen to what some of the people that know football intimately, that really study the game of football, have to say about him and what he is able to do, long, lengthy, really rangy guy with his speed, super fast, super aggressive, super smart student of the game, a real competitor. I know people say about these injuries, dude, the dude hasn't been injured in like 3 years. Like, give it up. You know what I mean? Let him play ball. See what he can do at the NFL level. But I can tell you guys, if they use him in the correct way, he can play off ball, on ball. And he can play a variety of positions. And that's where you're going to get excited about a guy like Payton Wilson. Why? Because you can move him around. What if he is starting on the inside? Okay, you start him out on the play at the inside, but what if he lurks around a little bit? Maybe comes to that left shoulder or inside shoulder to the right of TJ Watt. And you're a left tackle, and all of a sudden you're staring down the barrel of the league's best defender and a kid that is an absolute stud rookie with ultra crazy speed. And you're trying to call out blocking combinations and trying to figure out how to neutralize that little bit of a setup, those two guys coming at you right away. I think that provides enough confusion and enough athleticism that you would be able to really get some serious pressure onto the quarterback. And then, even if a quarterback maybe sees that pass rush and sees that intimidating factor coming at him from both sides, because you still have Alex Highsmith on the other side to worry about that can beat his guy a lot of the times at a high rate. And then you have that weird pass rush, that exotic look maybe to the right or the left, and you're looking at it and you're saying to yourself, oh, I'm going to check out of this pass play. I got to get the ball quick. I'm going to hand the ball off. Maybe a healthy Cam Hayward and a healthy Patrick Queen, they can come and plug up the run to where you're not worried about that. And you really put the offense into a bind, man. What do? That's just my theory. That's just my crazy theories of what the Steelers should do and can do. I know it might not make sense sometimes, but that's just what I think about all the time. I might back a multitude of bets on the Steelers with a bet on the over. I think you could win some money on that if you really do. Russ, that would be a smart bet, man. If you bet 1,000 on that, depending on the odds, I bet you come away with a couple bucks, bro. Xavier, welcome, a new subscriber. Thank you for stopping through. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. We appreciate it. David Henneke says, what is your record for this year? Mine is 17-1, losing the last game. I won't go that far, David. My far too early prediction, and it's way too early because I need to see them in shoulder pads, helmets, and football, playing real football, man. I need to see that, and I know they can't quite do it at camp as much as we would like, considering the quarterback can't, feel a real pass rush in that sense, being hit and worry about being hit. But I picked the Pittsburgh Steelers right now to be 11-6 going into next year, or finishing next year. I think that that's a solid record. I think that safely secures those guys into the AFC playoffs and gets them an opening round, maybe home game at 11-6, because I think this AFC is ultra competitive, man. And I think 11 wins is the target to get yourself a home playoff game this year in 2024. I feel like this league is, this conference is stacked with a lot of good teams, man. And I think anything over 11 wins, 11 and above, I think you are going to be one of the favorites, one of the league's, our conference's better teams, man. So definitely 11 wins is going to get you a nice playoff spot, and I feel like a good place to be, man. And hopefully that starts the Steelers off on something really, really special for the 2024 postseason. North could have 3 to 4 playoff teams. I feel like, Russ, honestly, this could be a year that all 4 teams do make it. And I know that is a stretch and it is a hard thing because they beat the shit out of each other. But if any year I would feel it, this might be it, man. Oh, sorry. I'm like plugged up. Robert Road, I had the Steelers at 22-1 to win the Super Bowl when we lost to the Packers. I won the over, the division, and the AFC that year. The over-under was only 8 that year. That was, damn, dude. Honestly, and you look at that Pittsburgh Steelers team in that Super Bowl, Robert, and I know Rashard Mendenhall wants to run his mouth like he wasn't the cause. The Steelers, honestly, were potentially going for that game, in control of that game there toward the end when that fumble happened. They were potentially going to win that ball game. And the same for that Dallas Super Bowl where Bill Cowher had his football team with the football late in the game, to where you kind of got that sense that the Pittsburgh Steelers were going to go down and win that game too. But that interception thrown by Neil O'Donnell there, that crushes your hopes. And that was a complete ridiculous throw considering on that streak, that cornerback froze and he threw that ball straight to that cornerback. And if he would have lobbed it up for the streak, he had a guy wide open. I don't remember who it was, but just shows you, yes, this is a true game of inches and how significant every tiny piece of that game is, man. Wave those towels, Russ. Last year we were 10-6, lots of injuries. Yeah, man, I could see him getting a game better with Arthur Smith. 10-6 was a significant record for that ball club considering the quarterback play that they had. Yes, let's go, people. Hit the shit out of that like button and subscribe to subscribe and share the best show in town, as Miss Pittsburgh likes to say. I put that actually in our description today for my girl. Thank you, George T. And bad quarterback play, Russ. I don't think Russ is going to be bad. I really don't, George, and I really have high hopes for him. And I can see why you think, or maybe, or leaning that way. I definitely can. I can see what you're saying. But I really have high hopes with him because I think his conditioning is high. I really think that he is ultra focused. Russ mentioned that earlier in the stream, in the chat. Ultra focused. No, I don't think he used that word, but really focused is what he meant. And I definitely think that that's exactly what the Pittsburgh Steelers needed and have needed for quite some time. A veteran presence under center that is ultra focused on doing one thing, and that is winning football games. And Russell Wilson is no stranger to winning football games, and he's no stranger to understanding how to win football games with the formula that the Steelers want to deploy this season. So I got to be confident in what I'm seeing from Russell Wilson. I get scared and leery, though, when Justin Fields may be the guy that would have to come in, barring injury to Russ or some sort of bad play by Russ. I would really get nervous because I would really feel like that would be a tough spot for Justin Fields to be in. Justin Fields, highly athletic, tremendous upside in terms of his athleticism, but he has to be able to put it together. And I really, truly believe that this year is the year that he has to learn, man. He has to get behind Russ. He has to take advantage of that veteran leadership Russ can provide and get himself securely ready to be an NFL quarterback and not do some of the bad habits that he has right now, man. The Steelers will not go 17-0 and then lose the first playoff game, David. 12-5 regular season and then winning the playoff games. I hope so. I got 11-6, 12-5 was Sean's prediction. Those were our way too early predictions, though. Russ Robert, I didn't have faith for us against the Packers. Rodgers threw perfect passes all year. He was really good that year, man. Aaron Rodgers was deadly that year. Highly accurate, highly efficient, but the Steelers still had a chance to win that ball game. And I was doubtful too, Russ, at the start of that game. I didn't like the matchups. I didn't like the way the Pittsburgh Steelers were going into that game, minus Marquise Pouncey. I felt like they were still able to get it done, but I just felt like that they were at a little bit of a disadvantage. But I found them late in the game. We all found them late in the game, still with a significant chance to win and really high hopes and high odds until that Rashard Mendenhall fumble really set that team back in a big, big way, man. Russ says 13-4, 12-5, win the number 1 seed, then the Super Bowl. Man, I like this Pittsburgh Steelers, honestly. When I say 11-6, I would think that would get you like the 5 seed. You know what I mean? I think that would get you comfortably at the 5, and I like the Steelers' chances from the 5. We've seen them do it from the 6, man. The first team ever to go on the road and win 3 road playoff games under Bill Cowher, and that was an amazing time, man, to be a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. That was an amazing ride, an amazing journey, and I would like some of our younger fan base to be able to live that and see that and feel that magic, man, because, guys, you know it as well as I do. That was one magical season, man, that kept you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. The Steelers finding themselves in a hole. And then all of a sudden, Bill Cowher comes into that meeting room, wipes that board clean, puts up there that Bears game, and says, hey, there's one game every week, man. This is it. We're focusing on one game. And you have the guys like the Bus. You have guys that really stepped up. Big Ben really played, I felt like well enough and carried his team in the moments where he had to. You look at the game he had in Denver, I felt like he played pretty good there. I felt like he managed the game in Indianapolis pretty well. I felt like he played okay in that first playoff game also, against Cincinnati. But what a magical ride. I didn't think he played well in the Super Bowl, but the Steelers were able to play great defense, use some gadget plays, really run the football efficiently, and it was a formula for success, man. And I know Seahawks fans whine about it and say, oh, the referees made me lose this game. They suck. Get out of here, dude. Get out of here. Sean says if Watt gets injured this year, Herbig will do damage. The Watt curse is no more. I hope so, no doubt, man. And I have super high hopes for Nick. And that's another variable whenever we were bringing up the defense and the speed. And I think people were really sleeping on this Pittsburgh Steelers defense. And I got to say something about the secondary. They don't suck. And the people that keep saying they got to go out there, they got to figure this out, they got to make it better. Deshaun Elliott is going to be a ball player, bro. Dante Jackson's going to be able to be serviceable and play across from Joey Porter Jr. You added back Cam Sutton to play that slot role in a big, highly efficient way in a defense that he is familiar with. Corey Trice, a super potential, a guy that you would love to see succeed. Beanie Bishop, a guy that I think a lot of people were sleeping on, all Big 12 player, guy out of WVU that has, I think has real potential. And I know a lot of people don't want. I know people will say he's a sixth round or an undrafted free agent. We're not expecting anything from him. Chances are he probably doesn't do anything. Yes, chances are probably not. But guess what? I've seen undrafted free agent rookies do some serious damage. And I think Beanie Bishop could be a guy, man. I think he could be a guy. I like Darius Rush, too. I think he could do some things. But let's just watch this secondary really take shape, man, because I really think that they got quietly better over this offseason. And I think a lot of people in the national media, a lot of people in the Steelers media, perhaps overlook what they have done in that secondary. And I think that it's going to be a top 10 secondary in the NFL, definitely, in my opinion anyway. I really think Minkah Fitzpatrick's going to have a bounce back year. I don't look for him to have 2 crazy down years in a row. I'd look for Minkah to be back to that ball hawk mentality that we first saw when Minkah came from the Dolphins for a first round pick. I definitely think that the Steelers back end is going to be decent. All right, guys, let's make sure we're hitting that like button for us here on Steel City Live, only on Mic Drop Sports. I'm Jason. Let's keep on going with the show. Robert Rowe, Troy wasn't healthy in that Super Bowl. I was nervous as well about the way Rodgers was playing. Yeah, it was tough, man. Aaron Rodgers, George T. I would love to see TJ, Alex, Nick, Herbig play Payton Wilson lined up on D at the same time on certain plays. Absolutely, George, and I'm screaming that from the mountaintops. Exotic looks. You already play a shit ton of sub package. 3-4 is your base. I get it, but you played about 5% probably. You play your base 3-4 defense. Honestly, why not take advantage of all the athletes that you have? And get them out there, mismatch the skill sets, get them out there and mix and match them up and create some real exotic looks, man. Because again, I think you can create some pressure packages that we haven't seen since the likes of Dick LeBeau era. I definitely, and maybe even better than those. And dare I say that, because honestly, Dick LeBeau was special in the way he schemed up that defense. But I think there is real potential for them to do those types of things, those Blitzburg type things, man. And I think as a fan base, we should really get excited for that because speed kills, baby. And I definitely think this defense possesses speed. And I think that they definitely are going to be able to do some different crazy things, man. Roberta Campbell, I like to believe the Steelers should be able to turn the page and get back to winning in the postseason. I think that that's hopefully what happens, definitely. And I think I'm on the same track as you, Roberta, and welcome to the live stream again. Good to see you. Definitely, I think the Steelers could get back to those winning ways in the playoffs. No playoff win since 2016. It's been a long time. And dare I say it, maybe us Steeler fans are spoiled. Oh, man. Sorry I went off on a tirade the other night about that. And I wasn't dogging the person that said that. I apologize to them again. I wasn't trying to make them look bad. But that is something that burns my ass so bad, and it just gets me going. Russ says, I'm tired of hearing about signing another wide receiver. Roll with what we have. Utilize good tight ends, running backs, catching the ball. Few of our guys can step up. Spend that $30 million on extension Cam, re-signing Najee, Jay Warren, and Pat. Absolutely. Spend that money across where you need to. Signing a receiver isn't a have to, isn't a must, and I'll die on that hill. I really will. I'll die on that hill, man. I definitely think it would be a luxury. It'd be cool to have, but I will not sit here and say that I think the Steelers are destroyed if they don't get a wide receiver number two, so-called wide receiver number two. It's still going to be a battle throughout training camp anyway, because you got some hungry dogs in that room that are looking to get their career either going or back on track, man. And I think you look at Van Jefferson, who had an amazing year with the Rams during that Super Bowl run with Matthew Stafford, with real NFL quarterback play. He's able to produce double-digit touchdowns, nearly 1,000 yards in receiving, and definitely was able to be a major contributor on a football team that won the Super Bowl. Yes, he was hampered by injury, switching teams, all that, blah, blah, blah. But I think Van Jefferson is definitely capable of getting in there and being a guy that could be a number two target and see some significant throws coming his way. Also, I think Roman Wilson could grow throughout the season, and I like Calvin Austin's work ethic. And I surely hope that he really, really gets the chance in Arthur's system, and reps are my concern for him, but I hope the hell that he gets them, because I think that he could go out there and prove something, because I think he's a hungry, motivated, smart football player that works his tail off every day, and I hope that he succeeds. The Brobarium, one game difference, yo. I am not afraid of success. Pittsburgh's going to get at least 4 or 5 games because of Arthur Smith. Yeah, I definitely think Arthur Smith plays a role into having the Steelers play a brand of winning football, definitely. And I think having Arthur Smith on the staff is good for a win or two. But definitely 10, 11, 12 wins, that's a good record in my opinion. When you're looking at this AFC conference as a whole, it's, again, the best, and the AFC North is brutal. You're running a gauntlet of good teams, man. Do I trust that the Steelers can be competitive in that division? Absolutely. A 5-1 football team. We keep saying it, guys. But they're competitive, man. No doubt about it. And I think they can definitely do it. Neil killed us, cost us the Super Bowl win. I hate Neil O'Donnell, bro. Okay, George. I think Russ has a career year. That's from Russ himself. Russ says Russ will have a career year. That just sounded weird. I really would love to see us bring vets into Latrobe like Fanica, Pouncey, Ramon, DeCastro to work with young O-line. Yeah, those guys coming around, I think, is cool. Definitely. I just hope what they do at Latrobe is this. Continue to come together as a football team. Continue to have each other's back. Really become a cohesive, solid group. And again, guys, I say that Mike Tomlin doesn't want to do himself the biggest disservice that I think he can do. And that is mismatching, throwing people around, picking people to play one week, moving them out of the next week. I think he needs to get his guys in place on that offensive line, get them set, give them as many reps as humanly possible here before the season kicks off, and watch them grow through the first 9 weeks and allow them to really be ready and gel together for that back half of the season and really be a dominant force. And I think that with the amount of high-quality draft picks, the amount of talent across that offensive line group, I think that they could have something special there. They just have to make sure that they do it the right way and get things done in an orderly fashion and not create chaos and create drama when they don't have to. Roberta Campbell, I believe Ben had injured ribs too. I think he was.
The real one, I was talking to a buddy at work. I said we need a wideout. He said, I think Roman Wilson is going to be a beast. He said, I watched him at Michigan and he's a monster. Your thoughts? I think Roman Wilson has significant potential to be that, just that, what your friend was saying. Um, I think he will need a little bit of time, but I think that's where you see guys like Van Jefferson, Calvin Austin, that tight end room. I think those guys pick up that slack a little bit and allow Roman to make a play here, make a play there, build his confidence, build that chemistry with Russ, and boom. You may be looking at a week 10 game, week 11 game, whenever I know there's a bye somewhere mixed in there, week 9, 10, something like that, whatever. You might be looking at a game there in the back half, 11, 12, or 11th or 12th game of the season, to where all of a sudden Roman Wilson comes out there and has a big game. And I think that's how you see it. I think you see it grow and grow and grow. And as he makes more and more plays, I think he gets more and more responsibilities until, he grows into that role. And that's why I said I think we need to be patient with what we have. And I think Roman Wilson can be that guy. I know a lot of people were, I'm not high on Roman Wilson. You didn't even watch him play football, bro, at the NFL level yet. He's in shorts and a helmet. You can't properly assess these guys, man. You just cannot. And I know wide receiver stuff, maybe a little bit more there's a little bit more you can look at in terms of how they're running routes and things of that nature. But it's so damn early in the summer. Allow them to work here a little bit. These guys that just got drafted are just coming out of learning how to run a 40, learning how to run a 3-cone, learning how to do bench press 20 times or whatever, how to jump high. They weren't playing football. Let them get back into their football shape. Not being just an Olympic athlete. Let them get back into football conditioning. Allow them to get back into playing football and get their mind in tune before we start dogging them and saying, hey, man, just because I seen you playing shorts, I don't know. I'm not big on you. What's up, RJ Rochi? What would you give up for a Steelers guaranteed Super Bowl win? What would I give up? All Mike Tomlin's winning seasons. That's what I would give up, because being mediocre is just mediocre to me. Danny George, Russ over Justin, just common sense? Absolutely, I think so. Russ, Mendenhall, and Toussaint both cost us a chance at Super Bowls. RJ says Justin Fields is God. Russ is a grandpa. Justin Fields has so many deficiencies. I don't know how you could turn on the tape and say that he should start over Russell Wilson. I can't see it, RJ. I can't agree with you there. Does he have potential? Certainly. But would I put all my eggs in that basket? Absolutely not. He has way too many deficiencies to correct, and he needs to get on them, and he needs to start working hard. And I know he is. I'm sure he's a hard-working guy. I'm sure he is a great person to have around. I'm sure he's going to bust his ass, and I wish him nothing but the best. But right now, he is in what I call football hell as a quarterback, because he has so many things that he does so bad. Kevin Brokenborough, the D will be top 2 this year. I could see him definitely top 3 for sure. I definitely think so, Kevin. All right, guys, let's I'll keep going through the chat, but we're almost 40 minutes into the show. Let's make sure we light up that like button. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, as we are trying to hit 5,000 subscribers before the start of training camp here late in July, almost the end of July. We are cruising toward 3,500, so we are getting there. We just got to keep pushing. So share it. I would appreciate it with all your family and friends, and try to spread the word of what we do here on Mic Drop Sports every single day, talking football, talking Steelers, and trying to grow our community of like-minded fans. Steelers 06. What are the chances that Zach Frazier doesn't start at center week 1? I think it's a 50-50 chance, to be honest with you. You know how Mike Tomlin is regarding rookies and playing rookies and what kind of chances he gives rookies early in their careers. And he does hold them back sometimes a little bit. So Zach is going to have to prove something, or otherwise Mike Tomlin will go with a veteran, and that will be Herbig, and he will allow Herbig to start the season. So I definitely think there is a 50-50 chance for sure. And I know that that's, kind of a vague thing, 50-50, but I definitely think that there is a significant chance that he doesn't. Now, Zach's a smart guy, a hard worker, coming off a significant injury. Is he going to be perfectly ready? We'll hope so. Is he going to be able to really be able to fly around to camp and show what he can do? I hope so, and I think so. But I definitely think Zach Frazier is the future. Absolutely. I think he is the best center to come out of this draft. Pure center, if you ask me, the guy with the most experience at the center position. And I definitely think he'll prove that here and prove his worth and be that next great Steelers center. I really think that. But fingers crossed, health stays on his side and opportunity and things of that nature. But I definitely think Mike Tomlin will be leery about starting a rookie, no doubt about it, and he always is. That's why you might see a Dan Moore Jr., and that kind of irritates me. Russ, Justin has a lot to learn, has potential, but needs to learn to read defenses, look off receivers, ball security. What I like about Justin is he knows it, and he knows he can learn from it. That's the biggest thing, Russ, and you say that he knows it. That's the biggest thing as an athlete, as anybody. If you know you have a deficiency in something, recognize it, figure it out, work hard to get it taken care of. Now, what scares me with Justin is some of those things are really hard to teach, and they're really hard to correct. But can he do it? Yeah, sure. Anything's possible. So hopefully that is the case and that he does bust his tail, and I think he will. I think I'm on board with that. Kevin says talent everywhere. Yeah, I think there is a lot of talent on this ball club. RJ says, would you cut off your big toe for a Super Bowl win? No, bro. Self-mutilation wouldn't be something I would do for a Super Bowl. Robert Road, I was at that Toussaint game when he fumbled with the Steelers winning in the fourth quarter. Manning fumbled, and they blew the call and gave the ball to Denver as well. Oh, man. Old fumbling of the Toussaint. RJ, would you fight a kangaroo for a Super Bowl win? No. Ask Mark from Steelers Nation, Australia. He lives by kangaroos. He might. Ask Mark that. If you go over and check him out, ask him that question. He lives by him. Russ, Elliott is going to be very good. I think Beanie will be great depth. Watched him all year at WVU, and Zach Frazier is going to really surprise us. I won't be surprised if Zach Frazier does good because you know what I think of him, Russ. I have really high hopes of him. But I think a lot of people might be surprised, definitely. But this still doesn't change the fact that there are 48 million. Oh, no. I can't do that one, RJ. We're getting too crazy. How many kangaroos could you take in a fight? I'm old, RJ. I'm in my 40s, bro. I ain't fighting nobody. I don't want to fight anything, bro. You are right, sir. Thank you, Kevin. TJ, I wouldn't trade to fight one. They're badasses, no doubt, RJ. No doubt. Don't sleep on Jefferson. That was from Kevin. Yeah, no doubt. I agree. Mascot Troy, what's poppin', Steeler Nation? What's up? Welcome to the stream. Kevin, right, Russ, he didn't get the opportunity. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to catch up on the chat. We like to always read your chat questions and comments, so I'm trying to get through them. Russ really praised Calvin and Quez. Working with him in San Diego workout. Hey, man, working hard, that shines through, and that really impresses a lot of people, especially guys like Russell Wilson, who are dedicated to winning football and dedicated to being the best at what they do. So definitely it's something that you need to do with guys like Russ. Go out there and bust your ass and show them you want to get the ball. Steelers 06, Russell Wilson taking the Steelers to the Super Bowl and winning would be a lock for comeback player of the year. I think I'm not sure. I don't think it's a great comeback. The guy had 26, 28 touchdown passes, something like that last year. Steeler fans would have killed for that. Two behind the NFL MVP on offense. I I don't know if it'd be a comeback. I think it would be just a career resurgence. So I'm not sure if that would be comeback player of the year. Maybe they would give it to him. I'm not sure how they go about that. Steelers '06. I'm not 1,000% sure. Maybe it would be a good candidate, but I'm not necessarily sold that it would be a comeback. I just think it would be more of a getting back to doing Russ type things, I guess. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, you guys probably, I don't pay attention to those awards a lot. I really actually pay zero attention to them. Here and there, very, very, very little bit. But I know a lot of people like those. I pay attention to things like the Walter Payton Man of the Year. I really enjoy watching who wins that and seeing what they do for their community. I think that that's a really cool award. I think the NFL Defensive Player of the Year award was completely stupid this year, especially, and I think it's given sometimes to players just out of seniority and being around for long enough and not getting it in years past, and I think that's stupid. I think NFL MVP, I don't know. I think it should be given after the season. NFL MVP should be given way after the season, after the playoffs, and after you see what happens throughout the whole year. Because honestly, where MVPs are born and where MVPs are solidifying their spot in my mind is in the playoffs. Whether I can count on you, whether you can come up in those big moments. That's what an MVP is to me. That's what a most valuable player is. Unity and competitiveness. I agree with those two things. Yes, form that brotherhood. Yes, I agree. Roman will get a chance. I hope so. I think he will. David, what they need to do is check in and out players on offense, like the quarterback, the running back, and all of that. I know that they were doing it last year, but they need to start doing that more. What do you mean by like switching them in and out, just rotation-wise, maybe? I'm not sure what you mean. Players say O-line takes longest to come together. Yeah, it does. And it takes, honestly, a couple years to hit your full potential playing as a unit. You got to get to the point on the offensive line, you know what your guy's going to do beside you with checks and things of that nature and not have to say them. They need to be able to recognize exactly what's going on also. And you guys need to know how to play together as a cohesive group. And that's really hard to do between five guys, you know? Definitely. Steve Pickering, rookies need time to develop. Not fair to expect them to be all pro. No, I don't think it's, fair to expect them to be all pro, but it's good to be excited about what they could possibly do and their potential. And I know a lot of people, like I said, wrote off Beanie Bishop saying, he's an undrafted free agent rookie. There's no way he could do good. I think that's wrong. I think there's a lot of guys that go undrafted that, are great ball players that just, maybe slipped out, man. Maybe didn't get scouted correctly. Maybe, had something else, an injury, something like that happen. But I do think, honestly, when you're making big money and you're coming into the league, it was worse before when they had like unlimited contract kind of deals. Whenever people were coming in, they were signing them for huge dollars, like Jamarcus Russell and those guys and shit like that. Maybe the pressure was on to be successful early and often more than it is now. But definitely, I think it's good to place those expectations on them because I think that breeds success if you are a true competitor and a true, a tough player, man, a work hard type player. And I think, putting high expectations on them is what needs to be done, in my opinion. I don't want to crush their confidence, but I want to get them, I want to tell them, hey, man, this is what we're expecting from you. This is why we drafted you. This is what we want to do with you. This is why we brought you in. Kevin, right people kill me with that. Sean, got to go. Have a good night. Mic drop. See you, buddy. David, I agree. Okay, he's talking to David. I may give up another toe. Russ did give up a toe. So Russ already made the sacrifice for us, bro. Russ, football gods, Russ already gave the sacrifice. Reward my man Russ with a Super Bowl, please. Thank you, Russ. Hit that like button. Hell yeah, I appreciate it. Guys, hit that like button for us. I know we were off tilt with our times tonight. Let's get those likes up. I truly appreciate it. As always, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. And get yourself that Mic Drop Mafia membership, too. That's 99 cents a month. You get several perks, and it's worth it for sure. Hell yeah, give up Tomlin's non-losing seasons to win a Super Bowl. I'd personally give up Mike Tomlin himself. That's from Tom Ford. George T, don't even joke about that, Russ. I know. I shouldn't have joked about it either, Russ. I was hearing today on a podcast that Herbig may start at center. Yeah, maybe. You never know. Russ, just kidding. George won and they removed no pain. I'm glad you're doing well, man. I don't even want to, I wasn't making fun of it. I was just saying you already did. So hopefully you get rewarded since you went through all that. Armand, Webster, and Mansfield rotated every other quarter at center. That was unusual. Year one for Webster. Oh, wow. I didn't know that, Armand. That's a pretty cool thing. I didn't know that. Thanks for telling us. I had no clue. Ruse would tear a human apart. Absolutely. Our barrage attack. My wife says there's no such thing as a Pittsburgh accent. Please prove her wrong. I don't have one, bro. I don't know. Maybe downtown. People do talk like that in Pittsburghese, yins, downtown. Hit that Pittsburgh potty up down there. What's the Pittsburgh dad say? Did you eat all my Klondikes? Shit like that. Watch the Pittsburgh dad. I know lots of guys that talk like that, actually. No doubt, man. You don't want to lose the big one. Yes, there's a Yinzer accent. My wife has a huge family from Pittsburgh, 8 siblings, 6 brother-in-laws, 24 nephews, 4 nieces, all have accents. Yeah, I definitely think there is, but I don't have one for sure. I'm not from Pittsburgh. Don offensive coordinator, Donald Brown. There he is, the world's best offensive coordinator. We are ready for Latrobe, Donald Brown. Tom Ford says Jalen Warren was undrafted. Absolutely, man. Ramon Foster, Jalen Warren. Yep, Russ put Ramon. Definitely, there's been several that have done well across the league. Lake Stream, I'm down. What's the topic of the day? That's from Brent. Just bullshit, man. Dry news period. Yeah, late today, I had football practice for my youth team at 6 o'clock to 7:30. Came home, made dinner. Actually got some heartburn from eating so many. I spiced my shit up. Donald Brown overdue for the Super Bowl for our Steel City, our team. The big boss, Mr. Brown. You got to get in there, Donald. I know you got a playbook, brother. You need to send that over to the Stellars. Send that over in my email, your playbook, Donald. I need it for my youth team. Robert Rhodes. Zach will start from day one. Herbig has almost no experience playing center in the NFL. The only reason I say that there is a chance that Herbig does, Robert, is because of Mike Tomlin himself. You know how he does that with rookies. Now, I know the significant need. I know the history with Herbig not having a tremendous background at it. Zach, in my opinion, is a true center, and he's been doing it for a while and has a lot of experience at the college level for sure. Hopefully that translates. I think it will. But I think it's more Mike Tomlin is why I'm leaning that there is a chance. Now, I hope to, and I think that if I had to truly make a decision on it, I would say Zach is week one starter, but I think there is definitely an outside chance and an opportunity for Herbig to get it. I'm going to Latrobe. I hope I see you all there, man. Gotta have a sense of humor. Absolutely, Russ. The Connellsville accent. South Connellsville. Down South Connellsville. Got to have a sense of humor, absolutely. Brent, who from the Steelers 2022 draft that will 100% get a contract. From the 2022 draft, who's going to get it? Probably Pickens. He's 2022 draftee, so I would consider him maybe. I would say guaranteed. I would say. Russ, yes, Jason got that Connellsville accent. Robert Road, I can't wait to sit down and watch the Steelers' first preseason game this year, 8/7/2024. Yes, I can't wait to sit down with a big bowl of popcorn and my pop or my beer, whatever I'm going to drink that day. More likely a Mountain Dew or Coke with a big glass of ice, something like that, and have some popcorn and sit around and watch it on the big screen, man. I'm pumped for that. TD, Tom, I think we might have the beginnings of a new modern steel curtain. I think you could, there's potential there, TD, no doubt, man. I can't argue that. What do you guys like to eat during the games, man? I like to make all types of food, like real food. What's like your favorite? Like, what do you got to have sitting there? Do you need like popcorn? Do you need like chips? What do you guys like always have on deck? I always have popcorn, man. We always make the shit out of popcorn. Wish we had a number one receiver. That's from Brent. I think you do, but yeah, honestly, he hasn't put up number one wide receiver numbers just quite yet, or what you would hope, But yeah, he had some poor quarterback play for sure. But I think the potential's there. I definitely think they'll be all right. Regis says bratwurst. I like some brats, man. Brats are nice to eat with some mustard on them and a little bit of kraut. Is how I like my brats. Definitely. All right, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button. Let's get our likes up here. Since we had a late stream, we'll get those likes cracking off here. You can hit the like button by hitting the 3 little white dots up in the right-hand top corner. And that drop-down box will come. You could hit it that way. You could back out of the live chat and hit the like, or hit it on your way out, whichever you would like to do. I'd appreciate it. Also, we had a morning upload, so make sure you go check out that. I talked about, what did I talk about today? I don't even remember. Shit, I don't remember what I even talked about. Oh, did we forget about the tight end room being there? Yeah, definitely. This tight end room has the potential to be really good, man. And I hope people don't sleep on them. Well, I hope they do, because I want them to catch them off guard. Brent says we have wings and blue cheese during the game. Hell yeah, man. I love me some wings. We have a good wing place down here. The fuck's the name of Fishbowl? Mario's Fishbowl. Russ, you should probably know Mario's Fishbowl. You come to Morgantown. Danny George probably knows it too. Or not Danny. Maybe it was Danny George. I think Danny. Yeah, I think Danny's the one from Clarksburg or something. I'm going to miss Billy Hillgrove calling games. I would turn TV volume down and listen to Billy, Tunch, and Wolf. Dude, all my favorites are gone now. Kopi was one of probably my favorite ever. Honestly, as a kid, listening to him, it was magical. To hear him talk and to hear the way he called things out and just the excitement in his voice. Billy Hillgrove, a real freaking legend. Stan Savern. Yeah, I miss Stan. Stan was a beast. Yeah, so many good calls, man, from those guys over the years. Definitely going to miss those guys being on there. Tunch and Wolf. Yeah, now you got bullshit on there. Some of them people on there now, and no offense to some of them, but some of the beat reporters like that are signed by the national media, like the big ESPNs and the Foxes and shit like that. Some of them people they assign, you're like, why are you even reporting on football? Like, how did you get hired to report on football? I don't understand it. I don't. Brent, where's the best bar to get wings from in Pittsburgh? Got a place called The Fiddle in out here in Buffalo. You probably got better wings than any of us, Brent. Definitely, bro. I need to come up there and check out some good Buffalo wings from the great city of Buffalo. Hit up Orchard Park and watch maybe a football game one day. I'd definitely like to go up there when it's snowing and shit. For sure. I think that'd be fun. Maybe meet up with some of you guys out there in the Mafia, Bills Mafia, and party it up before the game, man. Don't you guys got oh, Brent, isn't there a guy that cooks like some sick-ass pizza that's like really good in the parking lot pregame before the Bills games? I remember, I think it was Pat McAfee or somebody, or Barstool Sports, I think went there and did a pizza review with Portnoy. El Prez. I think they did. I think there was like a dude that cooked like pizza out of his, right there at the tailgate. Russ says, hell yes, been to Mario's. I'm not sure, Brent, though, where the best place in Pittsburgh is to get wings. I'm not sure. Armand, these new NFL TV guys wear skinny jeans and are creeps. Amen, Armand. Amen, brother. Weirdos, bro. Russ, yeah, no more Stan on the post-game show. Will be missed. Absolutely, dude. Stan Savern, one of the best. Guys, you know who I miss from Pittsburgh television? The Fedco Zone. Dude, you guys remember John Fedco from Channel 11? Friday Night Lights, or Skylights, yeah. The Fedco Zone. Yeah, man, that was awesome. I missed that. I miss John Fedko. Brent, dude, I don't watch mainstream news. I look at tubers for news and let's go. Amen, man. I think you're doing the right thing, Brent. I do the same, man. I try to stay away from the mainstream bullshit. But let me know, do you know about the pizza guy? Do you know about that, Brent? George T with the emojis, baby. Get your emojis, guys. 99 cents a month. Become a member of the Mafia. Regis Anderson here in Mississippi. We always got the grills cooking. Yeah, you guys got good weather. I used to be at Keesler, Mississippi, Biloxi, Mississippi, at Keesler Air Force Base for a little bit. Definitely Mississippi weather, man. I love it. It was humid as hell, though. Russ wants to go to a Bills game, Bills Mafia game here. It's wild. Yeah, dude, I would like to go up there, man. I'm going to plan it one day, hopefully here in the next year or two. I want to plan like a road trip, man. Maybe we could get like a Mic Drop Mafia bus, dude, with a big sign, Mic Drop Mafia. I hit it up and go do like a super tailgate at a road game. That'd be sick. Brent says, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but yeah, Madden used to visit a few vendors and spots when he announced Bills games. Trust, we got good. Yeah, I've heard you guys got some banging shit up there to eat. Definitely have heard many good things of several places. I just can't remember them like all specifically. Regis says I'm near Memphis area. Yes, love John Fedko. The Fedko Zone. Maybe we should do that. Yeah, I need to bring back the Fedko Zone. Something like it. I miss it. Brett, it's so much fun. It's a vibe for sure. Don't bring a table you care about. Yeah, y'all are fucking nuts, man. Jumping through tables, dude. I value my safety. I won't bring no tables. I'll just eat off of I'll just hold my shit. I ain't trying to eat or bring a table, bro. And if I do, I'm going to bring a steel table and watch somebody jump on it. But y'all know how to party it up, though. You know how to do, you guys know how to do it big on your tailgates. Absolutely, Brent. So shout out to Bills Mafia for sure. You guys know how to get it done. You guys do it up. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here for our Tuesday edition of the live stream here that we like to call Steel City Live, only here on Mic Drop Sports. I'm Jason, so we'll be back tomorrow with our daily upload on Wednesday, and then we will have our live show at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. So tune in and join us for that. As we continue to march toward our subscriber goal of 5,000. So we're already almost 3,500. So let's continue to march on there. And again, guys, we'll be back tomorrow for 2 shows again. Thursday, we won't be doing shit, but maybe a daily upload in the morning. I forget. I think I said I would. I don't know. I have to look again and see if I put that in our schedule. But again, guys, we'll be back tomorrow. 2 shows, so make sure you join us. So until then, I'm Jason. This is Mic Drop Sports. Peace. Thanks, guys.